World here. It is April 19th, 2020. I'm coming at you with a really quick video. This is just a basically a little update of what's actually going on right now. This isn't going to be a long one, but I'm going to come on later on tonight and go a little bit deeper on what's going on. So with that said, let's just dig into this real quick. Okay, guys, I got you over at Mystery Movie Theory's webpage. This is where I go to look at the Schumann, okay? There's a lot of other places you can get there, but I'm going to talk about this really quick. And also, guys, if you're in Mississippi, Alabama, Louisiana, Florida, Georgia, any of those locations, please pay attention to the weather right now. There was a massive tornado on the ground again. It has debris signatures, and we'll talk about that later on tonight. I'm going to come back on with another video. But, you know, guys, I'm sorry if I'm a little all over the place, but I lost somebody close to me a few hours ago. It was completely unexpected. So I'm still kind of dazed by that. But anyway, I want to show you guys this because this is crazy. But anybody that goes over here, please check out his webpage. He's got great sky phenomenon links and stuff here. He's put together a great network, especially for UV readings. You know, the link down here. You can click on that. You can go check that out, especially through the summertime, guys. It's a good thing to look at. All the UV readings throughout the country and throughout the world. He's got people that send in readings from the same types of detectors and, you know, reading meters. So anyway, I'm going to take you to the Schumann here because this is nuts. I'm going to click on this and look at this. Okay. You guys know I talked about this last night a little bit. And again, I'm going to come back on a little bit later. We're going to go a little bit more in depth when I come back on. But what I want to show you guys, and I was talking about an event last year where it was exactly 24 hours from 1900 to 1900, and it was exactly 30 days apart, 3 months in a row. Okay, I did some videos on that. It had to be something that was intelligently done. Okay, nature doesn't do that. It was like somebody flipped a switch. And right here, guys, see how it kind of ramps up? What we seen last year, it wasn't ramping up. It was just a direct, just like somebody turned it on and then shut it off. Okay, and it was exactly down to the hour. So we never did figure out what happened there. We probably never will. But what we're looking at here, guys, is something that I've never seen. This is an ongoing event. It's still happening. Whatever's going on here, this is something that is now 2 days long. 48 hours. The frequency is jacked up. All right, this is very important to us, guys. Frequency is pretty much everything. Okay, you guys got to understand that. It's a very powerful thing. So whatever your theories on what actually does to us or anything like that, all I can tell you is point you to the direction that, you know, Dr. Rife cured cancer with this stuff. Okay, this is definitely something that people are starting to more widely accept because it's the truth. And I just have to say that because, you know, there's actually medical fields now, you know, dedicated to this. They've created a medical field that, you know, incorporates frequency. Our normal frequency, what the Earth really resonates at, is 7.83 right here. Anything above or below that is not normal, okay? It doesn't mean that it doesn't ever happen, because it happens all the time, all over the place, right? But not like this. If you're getting ringing in your ears, if you're feeling bad, mentally you're not there, you know, all that stuff, right, guys? This could be what the problem is. Now, something I dig into this stuff, guys, and I dig into it pretty heavy. So I start looking at the hours of when this event started. It was roughly about 9, 10, 100 hours on the 18th. Okay? And right now, it's still going, and we're about 8 or 9 or 10 on the 20th. So we're almost right at 48-hour event. So, but that's not it. What I want you guys to look at is the shape of these spikes. When they started, how long they lasted, and the pattern, the signature that they're showing. Again, if you look right here at 10, it starts, right? Well, then it does its, you know, kind of does one of these numbers and kicks off, right? Actually, that should be more kind of like this, okay? And then at 10, the next day, starts again. But what's strange, The signatures on the left and right are almost identical. So let me do this. Does that give you guys a better idea of what I'm talking about here? That's like a mirror image of it. I mean, you can even down to this little indentation here. You got it here. It might not be exact, but it's very, very close. And then it tails off and does that, just like this one is doing. Something's going on because it starts at the same hour. And so, you know, whatever this is, I don't know yet. And we're going to continue to watch this. If this continues, I don't know what to say. But, you know, all we can do is we can't change it. I mean, we wouldn't want to really. But, you know, as we're looking at this, we just got to pay attention to what's going on. And we can't forget that we need to look at this when stuff's going on. So I wanted to show you that real quick. Okay, guys, we've had some earthquakes in Japan. Vanuatu just happened. The Japan one was a 6.3. We've had a few the past few days. We're going to go deeper into that subject later on, okay? But what I would say to everybody real quick before I go ahead and let you go, we'll talk about the Schumann a lot here in my next video later on tonight. I'll go more in depth on what I'm seeing. But do yourself a favor. Don't believe a word that I'm saying about these earthquakes. Don't believe a word that anybody is saying. All you have to do is a few clicks of the mouse, and you can go back and look at the historic archive data on this stuff, and you'll see for yourself. Just do yourself a favor and go back 10 years, say. You can go back further if you want, and start clicking through month to month and seeing the amount of earthquakes. See if it's an uptick. See if it's not. Check out the intensities. Okay, we'll talk about this a little bit more later, but I think what you guys are going to find that it isn't that much different. Okay, so basically what I'm saying is this is pretty much, you know, it's newsworthy, but it's not unexpected. And we'll talk about volcanoes. That seems to be a pretty big subject right now. What I would say to that is, you know, we talk about volcanoes that have been erupting for years and haven't stopped. You need to ask yourself why. And the main reason is if these volcanoes were to stop, that means all that pressure builds. Okay, it's a good thing that they're doing what they're doing. So I'll leave that at that. We'll talk about that a little bit later. But please check out the Schumann again, guys. So here's the Schumann one more time before I get off here. Guys, it's continuing. So I just don't know what else to think about this right now. And again, we'll keep watching it. But all we can do is wait and see what happens. There's nothing we can do about this. And I also noticed, you know, we're starting to see these little funky little curve lines too again. Now, when we're talking about this Schumann, guys, we have to understand that this is an average. They take readings from multiple stations, okay? And then they come up with an average number. When that average number is entered into this model, it's a data point, okay? And what it does is that data point is on a straight line vertically. So each vertical line you're seeing here is an average of multiple stations readings. So when we see strange stuff on here, it makes it that much more convincing that something's going on, because for it to do what it's doing, it has to be doing it in multiple places at the same time. That's my point on that. But I'll go ahead and end it here. I'll come back later on with a video, guys. Just stay safe. Watch out for the weather, guys. Bad stuff going on down south right now. Big tornadoes. Most of you guys that live down there are already aware. I get that. But, you know, in case you weren't at this time, you know, when you start hearing these things with debris signatures, get underground. Do what you have to do to get underground, please. Or if you have a tornado shelter specifically built for that. When we're talking about that, we're talking about, you know, probably EF3, EF4 tornadoes. You know, an EF2 sometimes will have a debris field or a debris signature. EF1s, very, very seldom. But when we start talking about a sustained debris field, we're talking about a very, very powerful tornado. So, and it's hit something. That's another thing. It's hit something. It's hit something populated, because most of the time it's debris from like buildings and stuff like that. Yes, it can rip up trees and stuff too, but when we see the debris fields the debris signatures that seem to stick around for a minute, most of the time they're coming from construction materials. So that's what I would say to that. Anyway, guys, God bless. Stay safe. Yeshua saves, and you can drink this Kool-Aid.